For my next Bond collection video, I'm going to take a look at my favourite set of collectibles, the Corgi Icon range. Corgi did once make die-cast figures alongside their car range. They produced a number of sets, including Coronation Street, Wizard of Oz, Gone with the Wind and Manchester United, but the biggest collection they produced was the James Bond range. I saw these in a toy shop in 2001 for £10 each, but I didn't have the disposable income to buy them. If only I'd known. It consists of 21 hand-painted metal figures, around 3 inches in height, with very impressive likenesses of villains, girls, MI6 staff, and 3 different Bonds. They were produced from 1999 to 2001, retailing around $14.99. More figures were planned for the 40th anniversary, but poor sales put an end to that. Most of these form little sets, the first of which we're going to look at is the Man with the Golden Gun set. The Bond girl is represented by Mary Goodnight, joined by a very good likeness of Roger Moore and an impressive Christopher Lee as Scaramanga, complete with Golden Gun. Each figure is attached to a transparent plastic disc with their name etched on the bottom. Expect part of around £20 to £30 for Scaramanga, 25 to £30 for Bond, and 5 to £10 for Goodnight. The next set is Dr. No. This is made up of Honey Rider, Sean Connery as Bond, and Dr. No. This is one of the strongest sets for likenesses, at least face-wise. However, you will notice with Dr. No that he's wearing a blue suit, which is unlike anything he wore in the film, and also has flesh-coloured hands. Fans of the film will be aware that he had black clamps or claws for hands, which prompted me to repaint the figure, along with a more fitting outfit. Dr. No and Honey Rider tend to be cheaper, around the £10 to £15 mark. Connery, in his black tux, can range from £30 up to £60. Get 'em always cheap. They also come as part of a set, complete with a diorama. If you can find it, you can display them with a scene from Dr. No's underwater lair. Dependent on packaging, as it did come in a limited edition packaging as well, this can range from £60 to £100. Next up is the GoldenEye set, consisting of a rather bland Natalia Simonova, an impressive Elektra and a rather dodgy looking Pierce Brosnan, probably the weakest model of the set. Also, with the Brosnan figures, it seems it was part of a licensing deal to make sure he is clearly seen wearing a watch, even in model form. All 3 can range from £10 to £20. The World's Not Enough Brosnan is up next, along with Elektra and one of my personal favourites, Sikorsky. Brosnan's likeness has improved, but still isn't quite right, and his watch is even more obvious, where he decides to now wear it wrapped around his hand for some reason. Elektra's dress, for a hand-painted figure, shows a lot of time and effort has gone into it, but again the likeness isn't quite right. Sikorsky tends to be cheaper, around £5 to £10, whereas the other 2 range from £10 to £20. Next up are the villains that don't really fit into any sets. Hugo Drax and Blofeld represented here, and they do have good likenesses and they do tend to be the cheaper figures to buy, so good ones to start off with. £5 to £10 for those. Then we come on to the 2 most iconic henchmen, Jaws and Oddjob. My 2 favourite figures, these tend to be a bit more pricey. With Jaws you are paying for the size and weight, as he's almost measuring in at 4 inches. On a good day they could be picked up for around £35, but I have seen them selling for as high as £60. The final set of figures are their MI6 staff members. I've been led to believe that these were the last figures produced before the series was discontinued, which might suggest why they were more expensive and a little bit rarer. M&Q can be bought for around £40 to £80, whereas Moneypenny is less common and can set you back £60 to £100. Last but not least, we get on to the 2 limited editions. Limited to 1,000 pieces worldwide, they come with a certificate of authenticity and can set you back a small fortune. Roger Moore, in a tan suit, tends to be cheaper and costs anything from £200 to £300. Sean Connery, in his white suit, the one figure I still need to find, can be £300 to £450. Also, becoming a rarity, the official Corgi Icon shop display stand is sought after and can be as much as £150, again if you can find one. Figures tend to be packaged up in boxes like this, with a foam inside to keep the model safe. Some boxes can be longer and contain a stand to display the model on as well. Spy Guys also produce limited edition packaging which is hand numbered, but these don't really add a noticeable amount to the cost of the figure. These will form a nice addition to anyone's collection. My advice would be to get them sooner rather than later, as they are only going to become more and more expensive. Hopefully one day Corgi, or another toy maker, can continue the range. There's so much potential here for a large set of collectibles.